From L'Oreal Paris.
It does what it says.
Ludvig Aberg of Texas Tech currently holds the top spot in the PGA Tour University Velocity Global Ranking. Has had a strong 2022, becoming a finalist for the Fred Haskins Award as well as the Jack Nicklaus Award. He won the Ben Hogan Award while also winning the Big 12 Individual Championship. And it's great to have Ludvig with us today. You have said that PGA Tour University is a great pathway to the pros. How much pride do you have in being atop the standings with everybody trying to knock you off that perch?
It's incredible. I think the university program is such a good program for us college players. It gives us an incentive to stay in school. It gives an incentive to work really, really hard. And this carrot that, was released the other day kind of emphasize on that too. So it's incredible. It's such an honor to be in this position.
Ludvig, you're obviously the guy everyone's chasing right now, but I'm curious how you would see your best decision next year when the decision has to be made. Would you want to jump headfirst to the PGA Tour on the big show, or do you think there's a benefit to be had in a year's seasoning on the Corn Ferry Tour? And should the guy in number one have that option to do one or the other?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like, being a pro is hard. There's a lot that goes into it that's not just golf related. There's the travel part, the recovery part, all that kind of stuff that goes into being a pro. And I feel like having a year on the Corn Ferry is a great way to learn those kind of stuff. I feel like, in the past, it has shown that college players coming out of college is pretty good, and they're pretty competitive even on the PGA Tour. So I do feel like, it kind of, it's a little bit different from person to person, whether they want to do an extra year on the Corn Ferry Tour, if they want to try their luck on the PGA Tour straight away.
Well, you grew up in Sweden, so you're obviously familiar with the DP World Tour. Where did the PGA Tour kind of fit in your mind as a young person in terms of something to strive for? Did you see yourself maybe having a potential home on the DP World Tour? Obviously, Live Golf is making headlines these days as well.
Yeah, I feel like growing up, everyone is watching the PGA Tour. Like, the PGA Tour is where you want to play, whether it's, the majors or the WGCs or whatever kind of tournament on the PGA Tour it is. For me, the European Tour has been a little bit closer just because it's closer to home. We have a PGA or a European Tour event or a DP World Tour event in Sweden every year that I was lucky enough to be a part of a couple of years ago. So, for me, it's kind of the DP World Tour is a great way for me to play as well. But I do think ever since I came here to college in America was when, for me, it was more of for me, the PGA Tour is in the back of my head. Absolutely.
How important is this accelerated program, Ludvig? Because it seems very clearly designed to give opportunities and pathways to elite amateurs who aren't necessarily playing within the US college ranks, which could have been you growing up playing elite golf in Sweden if you weren't here.
I think it's great. I think, any time that us players, whether you're a junior, a sophomore in college, or even if you're back home, you always have the chance to get to the next step. And I feel like that step has been pretty hard before, but this makes it a little bit easier for us to do that. So, any time that we get the chance to have this opportunity that the PGA Tour University has given us, I think everyone is going to benefit off of it.
Ludvig, I'm trying to find some links between Sweden and Texas, but I'm having a tough time doing so. They're very different. What attracted you to Lubbock?
Yeah, you're right. It is different. We have at Texas Tech, we've had historically a lot of Scandinavians, especially Swedes. And obviously, we've had some Norwegians as well on the team right now. Our assistant coach, our old assistant coach was Norwegian as well. So there has been that little bit of a connection in terms of the relationships, but not really in terms of, the culture and weather and that kind of stuff. So it was a little bit of a change for me, but the people around me made it very easy.
Well, part of your culture growing up was soccer. You were a fantastic soccer player growing up. As a parent of 3 boys who love sports, why didn't you specialize in golf? Did soccer kind of help your golf game in some way? Take us through your athletic journey as a young person.
Yeah, you know, thank you for saying that I was a good player. But you know, I still love soccer. I still watch it. I still play it as much as I can. I'm probably watching more soccer than I watch golf on, you know, the TV. So, but I do think, like, at the end of the day, obviously I wasn't good enough to play soccer on the level that I play golf at. So, so that was the main factor why I want to stick with golf. But also, I feel like anytime that, you know, I have everything in my own hands, I like that. I didn't like to rely on my strikers to score a goal or my keeper to save a shot or whatever. So I like to have it in my own hands, and I think that's why I stuck with golf.
Well, self-reliance is a trait of number ones in a lot of sports, Ludvig. You're not only number one in the PGA Tour University rankings, you're the top-ranked amateur in the world of golf. Do you find as though you're putting more pressure on yourself to perform at the level of a number one? Has it changed how you approach your day-to-day career at this point?
You know, I think that's a good question as well. I do think it changes a little bit, but not too much. I feel like it is what you say it is. You know, if you put pressure on yourself, you know, it comes from within. But, you know, obviously there's going to be more people around you, more eyes on you being number one, whether it's WAG or university ranking. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just happy that I am in that position because it's a testament that I'm doing some really good stuff. And, you know, hopefully I can keep on doing that and you know, be number one on multiple rankings in the future as well.
Yeah, you're handling all of your number one rankings just fine, Ludvig. Thanks for the time. Enjoy the rest of your senior season. Hope to speak to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.